Hey, Survivor fans. Hey, Survivor fans. This is Chad with your episode review of Survivor One World, episode 10. Just managed to catch the episode just like half hour ago. I worked last night till 10:15. Then I had to work like at 6 o'clock this morning, so needless to say, I really didn't have time to catch the episode. But I did manage to catch it this afternoon, and now here's the review for you. So they go into, like they usually do, the review of what happened last week's episode, showing Jay getting voted off and the whole schmeal with that. So they immediately go, like they always do, after Tribal to camp, and it's basically Troyzan and versus the women. They're bickering at camp, yeah. And by the way, I want to mention Christina is really hot at night vision. Seriously. So basically, it's Troyzan versus everybody else at camp at night. The next morning, they get tree mail, and it appears to be a food auction. So they go to the food auction. I'm going to, while I do my Survivor donut here, I'm going to run down who won what. There were some items that were not food items, and I'll get into that. But basically, Chelsea wins donuts and iced coffee. Sabrina wins a margarita dip, or margarita with chips and dip. Leaf wins a protein drink and bananas. Kim wins a shower. Kat wins a BLT sandwich and some iced tea. But here's the one item that was kind of an emotional one. It was letters from home, and Alicia bid every single of her money, and it was an emotional moment, and as much as everybody says Alicia's an evil person, she actually showed a sensible side, and it was kind of an emotional moment. And you know, I won't be lying, it did bring a tear to my eye as well. And I think Tarzan also bought the letters from home as well. Also, Jeff brought up an item that gives an advantage to the next immunity challenge, and Troyzan buys into that, and that comes into play later. And Kat buys an entire cake from the tribe, and seeing them all eat that was kind of disgusting. So after the food immunity challenge, Troyzan goes and looks for an aisle but doesn't find it. But he does end up managing faking it. I think he faked Kim out and a couple of the others. I may be wrong on that, but that's the way it appeared to me. The immunity challenge. Obviously, Troyzan got the advantage, and the advantage was he automatically goes to round 2. So he goes to round 2. And I forgot who made it to all the rounds, but the funny thing was, Troyzan versus Tarzan was in the final round, and Tarzan actually put up a great fight in this challenge. Again, the old Mr. Poopy Pants surprised me on this one. Yeah, he did well in the challenge. He came close to winning the thing, but Troyzan came out on top. And afterwards, you know, Troyzan gets real cocky, and he's showing the fighting spirit, which I appreciate. Now I'm rooting for the guy. So at this point, I'm rooting for Troyzan, Kat, Leaf, and Christina. But for sure, Troyzan has the fighting warrior spirit for sure, as Coach would say. And after he wins the immunity, paranoia sets in with the women. Who are they going to vote? And they're leaning towards Tarzan and Leaf. And Tribal was really epic tonight. It was basically, by the way, Kat looked extremely gorgeous at Tribal tonight. It was basically Troyzan versus Sabrina and Chelsea, and it was epic. They were just going back and forth, and it was epic. But Leaf ended up getting voted out. He was one of my favorites going in. I was kind of sad to see him go because he was an underdog story, and he made it really far into the game, and you gotta look at it. I mean, as an inspiration, he was, it was an inspiration to see him on the show and to get that far, and I think he did really well. And it was sad to see him go. So, and his exit interview at the end of the show, it was not bitter at all. He showed a lot of class. He said this was once in a lifetime experience, that he's glad he did it, that he was really proud of himself. So, he's not bitter about it. He's not, so, I mean, he did a great job, and he was an underdog. He was truly an inspiration, but that's what I have. And next week preview, looks like the women are in trouble. They're fighting amongst themselves, so we'll see what happens. So until then, peace.